What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another Fridge Financials video. In today's video, we're talking margin, and the idea behind this video is educational purposes and to bring something to light to you. So if you're excited for today's video and just curious to know what we're going to talk about in terms of margin, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, turn on the bell notifications for all future uploads. And as a reminder, again, in case you don't see the banner at the very top of my screen, which has been there every single video, I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. Please do your own research before doing any sort of investing. So what I want to do in today's video here, again, it's a Fridge Financials channel, is about knowledge, information, things you can learn, examples, anything I can bring to light in the financial world, whether it's stocks, whether it's crypto, whether it's real estate, whether it's whatever. The point here is just to bring some knowledge to you so you guys get a little bit of a better understanding as to how this works and to hopefully give you a little bit of an advantage in the future going forward here, okay? But the ultimate thing here is to help you guys learn, and the more you learn, you're able to then hopefully build your wealth and to become financially free. That's the major goal of Fridge Financials, okay? So what we're doing in today's video here is we are talking about margin. Now, if you're not familiar with what margin is basically, treat it like you're basically going to your bank and applying for a loan. But instead of it being a loan through like your bank in particular, for example, on my Robinhood account, margin is a loan from Robinhood. Okay, and they have money for you. They say, hey, and they do some calculations behind as to how much they limit your borrowing ability, because you can't just borrow like $3 million if you have nothing to your name. But they give you a calculated formula that tells you how much margin you will have access to. And then that way you don't go crazy and try to take out a bunch of debt and then go into absolute wildness, right? So what we're going to be doing here is bringing us to light some information about how margin works, but not only how margin works, but also how you can take advantage of using margin, but in a safer way, okay? So because everybody thinks, oh my God, loans, interest rates, oh my God, like there's a lot of things to uncover here, okay? So what we'll do is we'll go on to Robinhood's page first, talk about what margin is and what they break down here for you. So here is on the Robinhood page, you just type in margin for Robinhood, it'll pull up for you. So again, margin investing enables you to borrow money from Robinhood and leverage your holdings to purchase securities, basically giving you cash as a loan to then either buy shares, to buy options, to do whatever it is. You can actually withdraw it directly if you want. If you need a loan for any expense in the real world, you can withdraw it for cash if you want to. Whatever the case is, it's basically a loan from Robinhood. This gives you access to additional buying power based on the value of certain securities in your investing account. And what you'll notice here is that my buying power is almost $30,000, but my portfolio is worth about $12,000. And you're saying, well, Fridge, how is that possible? Well, it's because I do have margin enabled right here at this moment in time. I have $24,803.86 worth of margin available based on the formulas they use to calculate with my portfolio that I have right here. That's where the number comes from. Okay. If you're looking for more access and behind the scenes with Fridge Financials, let me tell you about our memberships that we offer here. You go over to the membership tab here and you get a lot of perks that regular subscribers do not have access to. You get members first videos. This video right here is already live for my members here that you will not be able to see until tomorrow if you are not a member. You get member only videos. You get members only posts as well, which has a lot of in-depth analysis and financial education that you don't get as a regular subscriber. You get custom emojis. You get loyalty badges. You get membership shoutouts, as you will see if you are a member of the Fridge Financials membership. You get a shout out with your name on here based off of what tier you are looking at getting. On top of that, what you also get, you get personal behind the scenes look at me personally. It's not me hiding behind the camera anymore. It's me front and center, where you get to have more of a personal interaction with me, Fridge Financials. And not only that, you also get exclusive live streams that only members get, where it's me sitting down, talking about stocks, talking about investment strategies, options trading, financial education, economics, you name it, it's covered in these live streams here. We also will have guest podcasts as well that are more interactive for people that are members. If you are considering being a member, feel free to take a look at it. Go onto the YouTube page here. Look at the membership options that we offer for you. We have the Open the Fridge door, which is $3 a month, and we have the Walk-in Freezer, which is $6 a month. Thank you guys so much for considering being a member here, and I look forward to interacting with you guys in the future. number comes from. Okay. Margin investing access is automatic. You must apply and will only have access if you meet the eligibility requirements, and that is very true. It's just like when you apply for options level trading, same thing. They don't just give it to anybody. You do have to apply for it and be approved for it. If you are approved, you'll be able to use extra buying power, and it's money that you're allowed to borrow from us to invest. And people always talk about, how the rich get rich, and they use this idea of leverage, right? And so having access to money to then be able to use to then produce more assets and to grow their wealth even more, and it just compounds and compounds and compounds, right? For example, real estate tycoons, what they do is they have a lot of loans on the real estate they have as debt, and they're able to use that to then go out and get more properties, and they keep going and going and going. So it's that kind of idea behind it. And margin is a way that you could potentially leverage yourself to then grow your portfolio faster. But of course, there's a lot of risk, so be mindful of that. Futures margin is different. I don't even want to know what that is. I honestly don't want to touch that one at all. So they give you some examples of margin, how it works. Let's say you deposit $5,000 in cash and you borrow $5,000 on margin to buy 100 shares of a stock for $100, which again is total $10,000. So since $5,000 of your initial purchase was bought on margin, your portfolio value will actually only be $5,000. It's how much you have actually that's not borrowed from Robinhood. So same thing with me is that my buying power is $30,000, but again, a lot of that's margin, so it's not actually my value. If the stock increases to 125, now it's worth $12,500. But since $5,000 was margin, you now have $7,500, and you owe $5,000 in margin. So you still, went from $5,000 in cash that you had to $7,500 in cash. But again, you still have to make sure that you have to pay back the $5,000 you used on margin. So it's a very, very similar thing. And it does happen with losses as well. They break it down here. And the losses can be also go against you in a bad way. So you can look at the example here, take a look at how they do it in this case. But again, you lose a lot more value in your portfolio because, again, only 5,000 of the dollars is actually yours. And if you take a loss on the shares that you buy with margin, you still got to pay the margin back no matter what. It's the same amount, so you lose actually more capital that you put in. So things to keep in mind about, as we know. What are the risks of margin? You can lose more money than you deposit, which is a huge problem. Again, I could technically, if I bought, $25,000 worth of a stock and that went to zero, I only have $12,000. I'm in the hole, $14,000-ish. Like, that's a huge problem. That's a huge risk because I don't have the cash for it. That's what leads up into what's called a margin call. And it's a whole situation that you don't want. Again, you're taking out a loan that you have to pay back. Robinhood will not sit there and be like, oh, it's okay, buddy. Even though you're having a rough week, just pay us back whenever. Like, they're still going to be coming, knocking on your door, asking for the money back. That's how it works. Again, it is risky. So please make sure you understand the risks here. And again, before I started doing margin, I did a lot of research into this to make sure that I knew the risks. I knew what was going to happen. I know the best way to use margin to make my life, to hopefully leverage my portfolio and be able to use it to be better as a result. Again, you can lose more than you deposit, which is the problem. You'll be responsible for any deficit if falling prices reduce the value of securities below the total maintenance requirement, which they break down in margin itself. We could sell some or all of your securities without consulting you to pay off margin debt. That's a margin call right there. Basically saying, hey, we're liquidating your portfolio because we want our cash back. That's it. It's that easy. They can just go right in. They have access to it. They can sell your portfolio and take the cash back they need to. You're not entitled to choose which securities we sell from, which is hysterical. So if you want to keep your shares of certain stocks, they can just liquidate whatever they want to. You're not entitled to an extension of time of a margin call. Very, very dangerous. So things to keep in mind about. Now, you can stop investing on margin. I want to show you guys how I look at things here, just to help you guys understand how this actually works. And again, as we know, with a loan, there are interest rates. Now, here's Robinhood's interest rates for margin here. So if you have up to $50,000 in your portfolio, your margin rate is 5.75%. Between 50 to 100,000, it goes down a little bit, so on, so on, so forth. And if you are watching Fridge Financials and you have $50+ million, you're getting the best margin rate. But also, can you please hire me? Because, oh, good Lord, how you don't need Fridge Financials if you have $50+ million. You probably don't need Fridge Financials if you have $1 million+. Honestly, that's just my 2 cents. But if you're here, you have all that money. Drop it down in the comment section that you do have that. No, you don't have to, obviously, but. So as you have more and more value, the margin rate's a little bit less, which is very, very nice, and you can see it as you go. Now, the good thing is, if you are a Robinhood Gold subscriber, the first $1,000 is included and it's interest free for the first $1,000. So if you want to really take a slow dive into margin, $1,000 is interest free. Does not mean you don't pay it back. You got to pay back the $1,000. So you're on the hook for $1,000, but you don't have interest. And they break down the example saying, hey, say you use $3,000 of margin to buy, again, 5.75% over the 360 days for the calendar year, means you're getting about 48 cents per day. But with Robinhood Gold, again, they deduct $1,000 because it's interest free. So you're only paying 5.75% on $2,000. So it's a little bit less per day, which is great. Which is also really, really good. This is what's really interesting, actually, is how they compare with their margin rates. And Robinhood does have, comparatively to these ones, the lowest margin interest rates. Imagine paying 13% on like Charles Schwab or Morgan Stanley or E-Trade. Like you're paying over double the interest rates here. That's tough. Like you're getting close to credit card interest rates, which are like 18, 20%. You're getting up there for that one. So, things to keep in mind about that margin is there, but they do offer really good rates for margin if you'd like to do it. Now, here's what my non-prudential advice would be. If you ever want to start off with doing margin here, okay, there's two things I like to think about in this case. First thing is set a borrowing limit. Okay. If you go over here, you can hit set a borrowing limit. You can type in, I have 24,000 available, but I don't want to use all of it. I might want to say, I'm going to start off with like $5,000, for example. You can set a borrowing limit for $5,000, which means that you cannot use more than $5,000 of your margin. And that leaves you at a very low risk because, again, you're not over leveraging yourself with money that's not yours. You start off with $5,000. It's going to make your life a lot easier. So this right here was a huge factor for me personally about when I started using margin, was to set borrowing limits. And as you become more confident and you become more familiar with how margin works and you're able to manage your portfolios, you can then say, okay, I'm going to change it to say, $7,500 or, $10,000, for example. Like you can up your borrowing limit as you become more confident with your positions, with your management, all that kind of good stuff there. That's what I did. And now I'm kind of just like, I know I have $25,000 in buying power, but I'm not going to touch anything close to it. I want to keep a low risk profile here. What is really cool is that they do kind of break down the math to it to show you how it works. And here's the $1,000 interest free. I get the 5.575% annual interest on top of the $1,000 that are free. So after that, I'm not using any margin right now. And they break down how much risk you really have. If it's a low risk, they'll tell you. If it's a high risk, they'll tell you. So you have to be mindful of that. And as long as you keep up to date with that, make sure that your margin status is low risk. Like that's what's really, really good about using it, because it's cash that you don't have access to at the moment in time, but you can use it to then help grow your portfolio. Now, here's also the really interesting thing about margin. This is the way that I always start off by thinking about using it. So I have $25,000 in buying power. I'm not going to use all of it, for example, but say you want to look at buying a stock and everything else. With margin, this is like a really cool thing that I think will definitely help for a lot of people with using margin the first time. If you sell a cash secured put using margin, you do not have to pay any interest on it. Okay, so let me say it again. If you are selling a cash secured put, which basically means you're being obligated to buy shares at a certain price, you only will be paying the interest if you are buying the shares. And remember, when you sell a cash secured put, that cash is put aside as collateral in case you have to buy the shares. So in case you have to buy the shares, that money goes away. So if I was to open up a trade, say I had no cash, then you also have to use all your cash first before you use margin. So you can't just dive into this. You have to use all your cash first before you go into margin. Say I had no cash and I had only margin left over here. And say I wanted to sell a cash secured put on a company with whatever it is. The collateral goes away. It goes to the side. And you'll see it'll say margin collateral. The margin collateral does not get interest because you didn't buy anything. Interest kicks in for margin when you buy something. When you buy a stock, when you buy an option, when you buy an ETF, that is when margin kicks in. If you're selling an option, like a cash secured put, You didn't buy anything yet. If it goes below your strike price, then yeah, you got to buy it. But then once you buy it, then you will actually have the interest come into play. So it's a really interesting strategy because you can still use cash for collateral. It still has the cash secured put side. It's not a naked option, but you don't have to pay interest unless you are assigned the shares. And people will say, well, Fridge, like what happens if, so let's say, for example, like Webull. Say you want to sell a cash secured put on Webull, which is obviously not doing too well right now. Say you want to go to sell a put, you want to go like a month out, which is what I always like to try to look at doing here. And say you want to sell a cash secured put for, say, I don't even know, like $13 or so. 13 is actually a pretty good one to look at right now. So you get $140, and then what'll happen is that you'll have $1,300 pushed aside into cash collateral as a result. That money will go in as cash collateral, $1,300. So it'll be deducted from your margin. But you didn't buy anything with it. It's there as a holding period for you. So if Webull doesn't go to $13 in the next month, you will make $140, and then your margin collateral opens back up again, the $1,300, and then you're good to go. And you move on again. You just do it again. You could do it again. You could do it again. And people say, well, Fridge, what happens? I don't want to spend my margin, though. I just want to keep it as doing cash secured puts. Okay, so what you could also do is you could always roll the position lower if you want to avoid assignment. You can always roll your positions lower. You could roll them farther out if you want to. So you do have the ability to still roll positions and then to close them for losses if you need to. So it's a really simple strategy to use margin as leverage, but it also works. What you'll see, my buying power is actually about $9,800 because of the risk profile and everything else. So I have about $5,000 in cash. I got about $5,000 in margin. So if I wanted to do this option here, I could sell, a couple of contracts here, for example. I could do, say, 3 contracts here. And this is pre-market, so I can't even open it if I wanted to. But you can make $420. And then the margin would go away as collateral. And then if it expires worthless, you just added in an extra $420 in your portfolio that you didn't have before. And then you kind of can go from there. So it's a very simple strategy. Now, again, as I will say before, margin is risky. So if you walk away and say, Fritz said margin is not risky. No, margin is risky. You have to do a lot of research. My advice, research for a couple weeks, couple months, ask questions, Google things, whatever it is you can to help master the strategy. Keep watching Fridge Financials, of course, will definitely help you. But all these different things, build up your knowledge so that way when you start doing margin, you don't feel nervous and anxious and start to panic and do things that you shouldn't be doing normally for your investments, right? So keep that in mind with things here. But margin is a very good tool to use effectively, especially if you're selling like cash secured puts, because again, there's no interest payments unless you are assigned the shares. And if you don't want to get assigned the shares, close the position, roll the position. Those are things that can help you out as a result. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you made this far in the video, as always, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those bell notifications for all future uploads as per usual. I do hope you made money in the market in some way, shape, or form, whether you're using margin or just cash, whatever your risk tolerance is, keep doing what you're doing. And as always, I will see you in the next video.